Creech is an award-winning children's author with a majestic way with words. Creech is able to connect values and morals with comedy and mystery in a way that connects readers to her work. In her novels Love That Dog, Walk Two Moons, and The Wanderer, Creech takes her readers on a journey of self-discovery. These novels are written for students, grades 4 to 5, and share common themes of friendship, encouragement, and loss. These themes are important to children, especially at this age. When preparing for middle school, it is important to keep your friends by your side. During this time, kids are going through a phase where it is easy to fall into a norm and forget who you truly are. With friends by your side, as these novels show, you can stay true to yourself and discover who you are meant to be. Students must also be exposed to themes of loss and encouragement. Everyone experiences loss at some point in their lives. Through reading, students who have already experienced a loss are able to see that sometimes good things can come from bad situations. Encouragement is also an important theme for students. When students feel encouragement, they feel almost invincible. As you will see in the next few minutes, a little encouragement can go a long way. All the blood in my veins was bubbling, and all the thoughts in my head were buzzing. Love That Dog by Sharon Creech is a story about a young boy with little interest in his English class. Jack writes daily journals to Mrs. Stretchberry, his elementary English teacher. Throughout these journals, Jack opens up slowly due to his teacher's praise and his poetry skills. This novel reveals experiences from Jack's past and how those experiences compel him to be a great writer. Although he doesn't know it yet, Jack is about to learn a lot more than poetry. When Jack's writing opens up the door to a great opportunity, he discovers a light inside of himself that he never knew existed. Jack displays an incredible deal of character development throughout this novel. In the beginning, Jack believes that poetry wasn't meant for boys, and that boys shouldn't like poetry. His character helped me to realize that sometimes people wear a mask, a front they put up in order to fit in. By the end of this novel, Jack had me ready to stand up and cheer for him. He threw out the mask and followed his dreams and has Mrs. Stretchberry to thank for a huge part of this realization. She helped him not only to realize his potential, but to partake in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This novel tells the story of a young boy who is unable to see his full potential. On each page, there is a new discovery, and readers are able to take this journey along with Jack. Love That Dog displays the effects of heroes, hope, and rewards on children who are not intrinsically motivated. These first-person journal entries allow the reader to become Jack. Through these entries, we learn what makes Jack's writing so special, and we learn the lasting strength that develops from a relationship between a young boy and his dog. This novel is relatable to any reader and is perfect for students who may not be motivated in their classroom. This novel motivated me as a future teacher to encourage my students for every accomplishment, because you never know where that encouragement could lead them. The reason that Phoebe's story reminds me of that plaster wall and the hidden fireplace is that beneath Phoebe's story was another one. Mine. Sharon Creech tells the story of 13-year-old Salmanka Tree Hiddle in the touching novel Walk Two Moons. In this novel, Sal takes a journey from Ohio towards Idaho, but will they ever make it there? Sal and her grandparents run into all sorts of trouble, as is the norm for Graham and Grants. While on the road, Sal tells them about her friend Phoebe, whose story reminds her a lot of her own. Sal grew up in a large farmhouse with her mom and dad. They were a very happy little family until Sal's mother decided that she needed to take a trip and clear her head. Her mother sends Sal a postcard at every stop until she gets to Idaho, and Sal and her father discover that she is not coming home. Sal's father moves her up to Ohio, where she meets the respectable Whitebottom family. Phoebe and her family are much different from Sal's small family. However, their story shares a common theme. When Phoebe's mother leaves, Sal tries her best to help Phoebe through the pain. They take an adventure to find her mother in an attempt to bring her home. Sal's trip with Phoebe has as many kinks as her journey with Graham and Grant. Phoebe's mother comes home soon after their trip with very big news. When Sal goes with her grandparents to find her own mother, she receives life-changing news as well. This novel is touching and tells an amusing, mysterious story with a tinge of romance. Walk Two Moons inspires readers not to judge anyone without getting to know them, a lesson we all need to remember. The complexity of the plot and simplicity of the theme make this book very enjoyable and exciting. Walk Two Moons won the Newbery Medal in 1995 and was described as an engaging story of love and loss told with humor and suspense by the School Library Journal. Walk Two Moons shows the effect of a broken home on children and how differently people react to similar situations. This novel is a reminder that every family is different, every child is different, and we must all have respect enough to walk two moons in another man's moccasins. The sea, the sea, the sea. It rolled and called to me. Come in, it said. Come in. The Wanderer introduces its readers to Sophie, a young girl with a mysterious past. Sophie feels a strong pull to come to the ocean and convinces her uncles to take her on a boating expedition across the Atlantic. Sophie, her uncles, and her two cousins, Brian and Cody, set out for quite an adventure on their way to see their grandfather. Making several stops along the East Coast before setting out for England, Sophie begins to think they will never begin their journey. She finally gets the news that they are setting out. Excited and ready to delve into the world of the unknown, Sophie's past is starting to catch up with her, whether she is willing to admit it or not. When the boat family reaches a bone-chilling storm in the middle of the Atlantic, everyone begins to lose all hope of making it to shore. Along with the stresses at sea, Sophie battles physically with her cousin Brian and mentally with herself about her past and her family. The Wanderer shows how a child's past can affect them mentally and emotionally. Sophia repressed her childhood memories to the point that she had false memories and refused to accept her past as her own. Sharon Creech splits this novel up into two perspectives. Sophie's point of view is most prominent throughout the novel. However, Cody, her cousin, puts in his 2 cents as well. Most of what we learn about Sophie is told by Cody due to her denial of her past. These two characters work together to fill in the holes for the readers. Both young and free-spirited, they fill the story with plenty of humor and excitement. This thrilling story presents the themes of love, loss, family, and friendship. The Wanderer is a Newbery Honor Book from the year 2001. It was said of the Association of Library Services to Children that through journal entries, Creech skillfully weaves multiple viewpoints into a story that speaks to the power of survival and the delicacy of grief. Although Sophie had a rough beginning, she accepted her life in the now and refused to dwell on the past. She represents the qualities of strength, determination, and progress in everyday life. Each of these stories tell a tale of an adventure taken with the help of a friend, family, or teacher, in which the main character is able to discover something within himself or herself. Jack finds his love of poetry, Sal finds her closure, and Sophie finds herself. Creech uses writing journals and letters as expressive outlets for each of these characters, and allows the readers to become the characters through first-person text. While reading each of these novels, I found myself unable to put them down and wanting to know what would happen next. Creech's words pull the readers in and don't let go until the very last page. These novels keep readers wanting more with their relatable themes and intriguing styles. These characters touch the hearts of the readers and make us want to know what's next.